Good morning, everyone. It's the 18th of July, 2024. Here with Edward here, cruising eastward on I-94. We're going to get off up here at Portage Road and take a look at a toxic cleanup site. Be right back. There's some real cheap gas over there. 62.9, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Since I'm very nearby the toxic cleanup site, I decided to stop here for a moment with local VFW 1527, the Red Arrows, right here in Kalamazoo. Have the airport right over here, the end of runway 35, and their M60 tank. Danger, do not climb. Believe me, when this was live and in the field, you wouldn't want to get near them. We had 2 battalions of these in my little brigade. We had a artillery battalion. I was in that. 2 battalions of these A3s. Reinforced Mechanized Infantry Battalion. All of them M113, they used to call them ACAVs. Some of them had tow missile launchers. Some had 4-deuce mortars. Some of them had 81s. All of them had soldiers in them. And we had 18 M109A1 howitzers, 155 millimeter, and we had 18 M548 ammunition carriers, and each one of those vehicles had a 50 caliber machine gun. That's a lot of 50s along about a quarter mile or so front. And we had red-eye missile launchers, shoulder fired, that developed later into the Stingers and on. Never seen a Dragon, no M47s, everything was TOWs and M72 Law rockets. We had M203 launchers as well, but none of the Mark 17s or 19s. Those things weren't around yet. If they were, they weren't over there in the late 70s, early 80s. Anyways, it's a very good post right here. They have a huge following of horseshoe pitchers, and right back here they have tournaments, and there's the horseshoe pits, a little pavilion right there. They have quite a Harley Davidson and motorcycle club here as well, veterans on bikes. I know the chaplain here. I attend church with him, and he also is the chaplain. The VFW. Nice property right here by the airport. During the air shows they used to have here, it was phenomenal to come down here and sit. And man, right here. Yeah, beautiful. No planes coming in right now. We're going to go on over here and take a look at the toxic site. I'm going to talk about the Three Stooges a little bit while I'm there. Be right back. Okay, folks, we're here at the site, here at the corner of Kilgore Access Road and Portage, near the intersection of I-94 and Portage, almost the halfway point between Chicago and Detroit. And right back in the day, this property, there used to be a gas station here, and pretty good sized station. It's here for many years. It was this part of the property was sold to Bill Knapp's, and Bill Knapp's Restaurants built one of their first restaurants here outside of Battle Creek or Jackson. This was a wonderful family restaurant. Anybody in southwestern Michigan, southern Michigan, knows the name Bill Knapp's. And they had the gas station, this part of the property, built upon it. And it was here for decades. It's now for sale. The main part of the gas station was right next door there. You can see on the grassy part, the lawn there, that was the main part of the gas station. Okay, well, you can see the lay of the land here. It kind of higher there and it kind of slopes down. Okay, well, we'll talk about that gas station. Over the years, this building, the old Bill Knapp's building, changed hands a couple of times. Most recently into Brewster's Pub, which is also now closed. And the property to be sold needed to have remediation, the cleanup of the waste left in the ground from the gas station that leached through this property. Well, it's very expensive to do such a thing. And so this property has been taken over now by a company, a group. There's been a fund of $1 million. It's been raised by the state, and they're going to remediate this property in the next 2 years, and they're going to build a 93-room residence inn here. And I believe it said it was $23.8 million was the cost. But there first needs to be removed an estimated 8,200 tons of petroleum contaminated soil from this land. That's worth the $1 million cleanup, and I think it's going to go beyond that. 8,200 tons is the estimate. So everything here will have to be dug out into a mine. It'll be mined out and then refilled with clean soil. And then only then can this property be built upon or even sold in the future. But those are the risks that you run when you buy a property that has had anything to do with a filling station, gas station, truck stop, or so forth. It'd be a huge expense to clean up. We're going to talk about the Three Stooges, and it has to do right back here in our sun in our face. We'll be right back. Right next door to the Brewster's property here, the Bill Knapp's, a little airport motel that was used for the homeless, and it burned out a couple months ago. I covered that. See the day after pictures. But right next to it here was Zayre's. Now Zayre's was a store similar to Kmart, and about where you see this New Life Church entrance right there, that would have been the end of the store. It only was about the size of a little under half the size of this existing building. But right here in the parking lot, where you see these white Caroline medical vehicles parked, they had a circus tent set up, and the Three Stooges were here for a night performing. It may have been 2 nights, but they were here that one. I know at least that one night. Now we were up here, our family, eating dinner in the Bill Knapp's, and all of a sudden, from one of these back wings, it was the wing on the other side of the building, a little entourage came out of some people walking through, and they were stopping and shaking hands in the line going out the front towards the cash register. And we weren't paying much attention. I was about, maybe 7, maybe 8 years old. And people were saying, it's the Three Stooges. And I looked just in time to see Larry Fine up at the cash register, standing there shaking a lady's hand and kind of smiling and looking around. The rest had already gone out. Now Curly and Shump were gone. Now I can't remember if it was Joe Besser or Joe DeRita that was playing Joe and then Curly Joe, but it would have been the last one, whether it was Besser or DeRita. But Mo and Joe or Curly Joe had already made it out the door with a couple of other people, but I got to see Larry. And so they performed over here in that tent that night. There was a bus that they had, and they probably had a Harley back then too. That one sounded sweet. But anyways, here the Three Stooges performed in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're talking probably 67, 68 right in there. All right, Three Stooges, burned out homeless hotel, which they have found homes for everyone that was here, and from what the reports were, it's better than what this was. I don't know what's going to happen to this property. I would imagine it'll be condemned, and then they'll go from there. It's an expensive piece of property right out here next to the airport. I'm telling you, this is too. This is too. All right. Thank you for being with me this morning. We'll keep track of this over the next couple of years and just see how deep of a pit this is going to become to get 8,300 tons of contaminated material out of here below the ground level. Until then, have a great day. Sun's coming up. Be safe out there. See you in the next one.